Hello guys, welcome back to my channel once again for another interesting update. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do that so you'll be getting our update back to back. All right, and if you have not given us your opinion, it's very important for you for us to know what you feel about the update that we are giving. So don't forget to drop your comments and also give a like on this video. All right, so let's go to Germany. Let me tell you what's going on there. For some time now, there has been a lot of ups and downs in Germany based on the fact that a migrant from Syria, if I'm not mistaken, stabbed a German citizen to death in that country. So because of this, it has raised eyebrow. And not quite long, some months back, another Muslim migrant also stabbed a police officer to death in that Germany. So I'm still yet to understand why this trend of knife attack is becoming very popular in Germany, and then the worst side of it is in the UK. I think the UK is having the highest number of knife attacks these days. I don't know what the cause is, okay? But let's quickly take a look at the measures that Germany is taking to reduce immigration and all those things. If you look here, you will see that this is Syria. What they are saying here is that deportation flight leaves Germany for Afghanistan. Okay, yeah, this is Afghanistan, I'm sorry. All right, so in the past, they don't usually deport people to Afghanistan because they say that it was unsafe for immigrants to return. I think this thing happened after the Taliban took over power from the country. Even when the US forces were there fighting to maintain peace. But when they left, the government of the day collapsed within a few days, and then the Taliban took over. So the German government the German court ruled that it was unsafe to deport immigrants who are coming from that very country, even if they pose risk in their country. They still left them. That was the reason why this guy who stabbed a German citizen to death was able to succeed, because he is from Afghanistan. So he has been staying there, and his asylum was rejected. So instead of deporting him, they were kind of overlooking it because of the country where he came from. Right, before he now carried out that very attack, you see. All right, deportation flight list for Germany. One of the reasons why I want to talk about it is the kind of punishment that these people who are committing these crimes has brought upon all the immigrants. Now, they say Germany to tighten asylum laws after Suligan attack. What are the measures? Someone may ask. Now, let me quickly tell you what the German government is planning for all the immigrants. Now, they say that the German government is scrambling to change aspects of its asylum and immigration laws following calls for reform. This follows a recent attack by a failed asylum seeker in the town of Sulligan, which left 3 people dead. Imagine, 3 people, 3 dead. What new measures are being proposed? So sometimes I begin to wonder, these people will also welcome people who they know that they are not the same faith with them, and that they kind of they are kind of violent. They are violent in nature, and then you still accept these people to want to stay with them. I'm not sure if you take a pig out from a dirty place and put it in another place, whether it's still going to be looking for a dirty place, right? So that's why a snake will always begot a snake. There's no way a snake can begot a lizard. A lizard wouldn't bite or make problems too much. Another snake will begot another snake. So this trend of violence will never stop until you stop accepting people who are coming from these zones, who pose threats. You understand? So the German government wants to take a broad set of measures to prevent future attacks involving foreign nationals who might have radicalized or disgruntled for failing with their asylum request. This comes after a deadly attack in Solingen in the west of Germany, where 3 people were killed by a failed 26-year-old asylum seeker from Syria. All these countries where you have Taliban, you have terrorists, you have all these Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and all the rest of them. There are a lot of people who are into all that. But when they come, you just say, oh, you're welcome. They start building that very terrorist nature in your country. So I don't know why these people fail to get sense. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said that authorities must learn from the attack in Solingen. A man there killed 3 people and injured 8. The attacker comes from Syria. He traveled to Germany in 2022. The terrorist group known as the Islamic State, ISIS, claims that the man carried out the attack on their behalf. So, you see, all these, when we talk about this thing, you say, oh, forget about religion. Religion is also influencing all these things. It is not always easy to see, just take a look around the world. It is not always easy to see, this is a Christian or who is, going, okay, let me not talk. All right. Now, on Thursday, August 29th, leading German government politicians announced a package of security measures. Above all, certain refugees will no longer receive the full scope of social benefit, while deportations will be carried out more quickly. All right? Here are some of the details that have been made public so far. Because of these attacks, these frequent attacks from these guys on others, the German government wants to use it now to punish all the immigrants. Whether it concerns you or not, you are going to receive the same punishment that these people are receiving because of their own actions. Now, they say since the attacker in Solingen was a failed asylum seeker who would eventually have been deported, the main focus at the moment is on dealing with similar cases. The suspect was supposed to have been sent back to Bulgaria last year under the EU rules known as the Dublin regulation. However, authorities were unable to locate him and he remained in Germany. Imagine he was sneaking from one place to another. So which people were aiding him? Who was sustaining him? What job was he doing? As a consequence, the government has now decided to table a controversial move, which would mean that those who first were registered in another EU country will have their financial benefit cut altogether if they remain in Germany, and if that country has agreed to accept them back under the Dublin regulation. So if you are staying in Germany and you left a country where you seek asylum, you ran away, you want to go and seek another duro there, what they are saying now is that they are going to cut your pocket money. They are going to cut the money they usually give. Okay? They have decided to table a country, which will mean that those who were first registered in another EU country will have their financial benefits cut altogether if they remain in Germany, and if that country has agreed to accept them back under the Dublin law. So if your country, whenever you run to Germany, maybe for example, you run from Italy to Germany, and the German government asks questions, or the Italian government says, oh, we want our son or daughter back, bring him or her back. They say that they are not going to be giving you pocket money because you're supposed to return back to that country, okay? Maybe because they are over pampering you, giving you pocket money. That's why you want to stay in Germany. So this time around, this is the plan, right? Will the amount be reduced to 0? According to Interior Minister Nancy Faeser, SPD, only funds for departure will be made available to Dublin cases. This is because the care of the affected individuals is ensured in the other EU country, she said. However, she also stressed that accommodation and food would be provided until departure, saying that in Germany, no one will starve to death or sleep on the street. The government resolution paper states, we ensure inhuman treatment on all those affected. What is the purpose of cutting this financial assistance? According to Germany's Federal Minister of Justice, Marco Buchmann, Cancelling such social benefit would put pressure on those who are obliged to leave the country under Dublin rules to actually follow through with, as they would no longer have access to cash, only food and shelter. So what they say now is that when they give you only food and shelter, only food and house, okay, and you are no longer receiving cash, that would push you back to the country where you are coming from, all right? Because your benefit is being received. For example, you are seeking asylum in Italy, all right? And you go for your first commission and they give you negative. Then instead of you to appeal, or you appeal and leave it, okay, and you appeal in this Italy, for example, and you leave it, run down to Germany to seek asylum there. Now, what they say is that you are no longer going to receive pocket money, anything money from the government there, from the social worker or whatever, however they do it. They are going to only be feeding you and giving you where you stay. Okay, so this is the consequences of these actions that these guys from Syria, Afghanistan, and all the rest of them has caused to everybody in Germany now. All right, what is the purpose? All right, okay. For example, if an asylum seeker arrived in Greece first and was registered there but later made their way to Germany and remained there despite an order to return to Greece under Dublin rules, they would no longer receive any financial assistance. Refugee rights organizations have already come out and said that this would be inadmissible. Refugee organization Pro-Asyl said that social benefit must not be cut or arbitrarily reduced for a supposed deterrent effect. Meanwhile, the Green Party, which is part of the government coalition, has also expressed its reservations about the plan and said that it would have to be cleared by the Federal Constitutional Court. According to the Interior Minister, Nancy Faeser, there should be no legal challenge to lose, as the care and well-being of those concerned in such scenario would be guaranteed in other EU countries. In the past, however, the Federal Constitutional Court has typically sided the refugees and asylum seekers in cases where their financial benefits were concerned. So their court usually ruled that their pocket money should be paid to them. Okay? Now the Dublin regulation, let me tell you, for those who are not aware of what this Dublin regulation is all about, it's all about your first country of entry. Okay? It doesn't mean that once you step into another country, you step into a country in the EU, that you have been stamped there. No. It only happens, you only recognize in that very country when you go to the questura, when you go to the immigration office to thumbprint, and then they give you all these documentations and all the rest of it. That is when the Dublin law comes into effect. But when you arrive from the ship or from the boat that have rescued you from the Mediterranean Sea and drop you in Italy, that first thumbprinting that they are doing there does not mandate you under Dublin law. That thumbprinting, that first entry thumbprinting, does not cover the Dublin law. It just wants to show that you have entered Europe. Now, the one that has to do with the Dublin law is the one you go to when they take you from there, they put you in a camp. In most cases, you can still stay months in Italy without being recognized under the Dublin law. So when they thumbprint you from Sicily or wherever you have landed, and then they take you away from there to another location, they will still leave you there to at least rest before they start taking you to the government office, which is the questura. So if you run at that time to another country, let's say they bring you after thumbprinting in Sicily for the first time, then they now take you to Bergamo, and they have now taken you to the questura of Bergamo or the government office of Bergamo to go and thumbprint again. If you run to Germany, Germany will be your first country of entry. Know this. This is how it works. All right? So as far as they have not thumbprinted you in that their questura and give you their first sojourner, it is when you receive your first sojourner, they start snapping you, doing you turn like this, turn like this, turn like, taking your height and all that. That is when your Dublin rule starts working. That's when it comes to effect. Now, the Dublin regulations stipulate that all asylum seekers are supposed to apply for protection in the EU country which they first set foot on. If they travel further and lodge another claim elsewhere, it can be voided. So it also reduces your chances of getting document, because that's why you see some people, they have stayed in Europe for like 15 years, 20 years, they have not gotten document. In most cases, those persons or such persons may have entered like in Italy, and after that they decide to change to Germany after staying here for some time, and they not gotten document. And some people also have Italian document, and instead of using it to help themselves to look for the future, they decide to hide it, and then they go to Germany to seek Aduru. Now remember that Germany pays more than Italy, so when they go to Germany now, it becomes a new life, and they will now start receiving. If this Germany government, when they realize that this guy has 5 years document from Italy, what they are going to do is to say, okay, he has 5 years document, let us gog him here until this document expires. So when that document expires in Germany, and you don't have, you cannot renew it, you cannot do everything, that's when they come out with their true colors after some time and tell you, oh, you cannot, we cannot give you document here, you are hereby null and voided. Then you start looking for a way to come back to Italy. When you get to Italy, Italy will say, go and bring contract of work, go and bring this, go and bring that. And because you did not use the document to work, you have nothing to present, and that becomes a problem. You now start roaming. That's why you see somebody who had document in the past becomes, let's say, documentless. Guys, take it like that. Okay. Now, however, many asylum seekers do manage to evade being taken back to the first country of arrival in the EU for long enough that the country they are in has to legally take over their case. There have been attempts at reforming the Dublin rules, but there is no consensus across the EU on how to modernize this aspect of immigration laws. Security, deportation, home visit by refugees. In addition to changes to asylum laws, there are also plans to introduce other measures. For example, a ban on knives at public festivals and other large events is likely to be introduced to avert a repeat of the event that took place in Soligan earlier in August. Furthermore, people who are obliged to leave Germany under international deportation orders beyond the EU will be deported much faster. However, it is unclear at this point what methods might be introduced to secure faster deportations. The policy on home visit by refugees will also be subject to closer scrutiny. Refugees will lose their protected status if they travel to their home countries, except for important reasons, such as attending a family member's funeral. However, Ukrainian refugees will be exempted from this particular rule. All right. So I believe that with this video, I've made some kind of clarifications on this matter of Dublin Wahala. Okay. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Please share this video to keep people awake. All right, it don't happen. So Germany is not sleeping on their oars. They are working very hard to, migrants sent back to countries where they landed shows relaunches Dublin rules. See, so this is what's going on as it is right now. All right, so let me know your opinion in the comment section. I'll see you guys on the next one. Please don't forget to use this very app called Tap Send. You can use it to send money to Nigeria from Canada, from USA, from Europe, from UK, from Dubai. All right. The good thing is that if you use my promo code, which you can see on the screen there, you are going to get £5 extra, free of charge. Then €5 for patronizing us and also using my promo code. $10 for those in USA and Canada. And also, you see. So please don't miss out on this particular offer. Okay. Thank you guys, and God bless you as you share this video. Bye.